opens. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marvin. To echo on what he said, I'm listening to him and looking at this audience, and the amount of brains in here is astounding. It's interesting, it's beautiful to see. Not just brains, but the net worth as well. Hey, you guys are money. You guys are money. The amount of net worth in here, I cannot even. Network is your net worth. So you're here, make friends. I'm just seeing you guys, I'm seeing money. By the way, if I'm asked the people who have money in this country, I'd say it's techies. I'm not gonna lie. Techies have brains, and brains bring money. So sometimes I admire techies, I'm not gonna lie. So getting into the next keynote speaker, we have John Kimani, who is the program manager for the Google developer ecosystem. Do we have John Kimani? Thank you. A round of applause.
Hi everyone, good morning. Good morning. Oh wow, it's an amazing group. Thank you all for coming, for joining us this morning. My name is John Kimani. I am part of the team at Google that works with developers like yourselves who are interested in Google's tech platforms. It is wonderful to be here this morning. And I'd like to start by thanking Professor Amoyo for accommodating us this Saturday morning. It's wonderful to be here. And I just wanted to build on a few points that he raised. The first of which is the importance of women in technology. My team ran a developer research report, and we estimate that only around 15%, 15%, of software developers across Africa are women. So we do have a long way to go, but we're doing all the right things. I'm excited that this morning we had a breakfast with women in tech. Thank you to the team for organizing that. Thank you to Dr. Chow for sharing your knowledge and experience, and for the work that you do at Kamilimu to help us build and widen that pipeline. To the team at Tunga.io, there are enough software developers in Kenya. Again, our report estimates that there are 65,000 practicing software developers in Kenya. That's 9% of software developers across Africa, right? Well, South Africa and Nigeria are still ahead of us, so we have a significant way to go to close that gap. So these types of events are super important towards building that pipeline. Before we get started, I wanted to briefly mention something that's important for us at Google. One of the key focus areas for us this year at DevFest is accessibility and empowering developers like yourselves to build accessible applications. We're going to have a session later this afternoon going deeper into this conversation, but we estimate that around 15% of the world's population is living with one disability or another. So as you think about the applications that you're putting out, you need to ensure that your web applications, your mobile applications are accessible for everyone. We've put together a set of code labs and training tutorials for you to be able to go through that. Oh yeah, the slides are up. We've got content on Android. Next slide. There's a list of code labs that you can have a look at. We've got content on specifically on web and Angular. The Angular team has to put together some training resources that you can leverage towards building inclusive applications that are accessible for everyone. That said, again, I also wanted to build on something that Prof spoke about, which is the need for us to be able to build startups, right? The World Bank estimates that for the next 10 years, we're going to have 11 million young Africans coming into the developed market each year across the continent. We need to find ways of creating opportunities, not just for ourselves, but for the others who are coming behind us. And for that reason, startups become an important conversation, right? So this is the first time that we're doing a startups talk at DevFest, and I thought this would be important because, as Marvin mentioned, you have 40 tech sessions coming after me. So let's talk about tech entrepreneurship. And so for us at Google as a team, we have put together resources and programming to support you through this journey. And we have 5 areas that we're going to be looking at. So starting off with when you're building your team, when you're thinking about which tech platforms to use, when you're making decisions about acquiring customers, and how to help you scale your company as well. So let's start off with building your team. Probably the single most important aspect of building a startup. You need to find a co-founder, you need to find a marketing expert, people who believe in your dream and vision. And what we've done at Google is that we've got a platform known as Rework. How many of us have heard of this? Rework? I see a few hands in the group. It's basically a set of resources curated over the last 20 years. We're a very young tech company in the grand scheme of things. We've learned a lot, right? We have built a lot of platforms, a lot of products, and discontinued others. But in the process, what we do is that we package all these insights into this wonderful website. So you need solid leadership, you need shared team vision. We have a bunch of resources there for you. And a few examples include, as you're thinking about setting up your goals, we often talk about being able to build your objectives and key results so that what you're working towards is measurable, and your team is accountable to those sets of goals. How do you set up hiring processes for a young tech company? How do you think about continuously innovating, right? As you're getting started, you have this great idea. How do you ensure that you're staying at the forefront of your industry and that your competition is not catching up with you, right? So interesting tips here. Check out rework.withgoogle.com. The second thing that you need to think about once you have your team in place is your MVP. You need to design a product that you can take to market, ideally a scrappy product that addresses the needs of a certain user pool that you already have in mind. And we have resources to help you get your idea off the ground. My first recommendation is going to be the design sprint methodology. A few years back, the team at Google Ventures put together an open source the design sprint methodology as a way of guiding startup founders to design and think about their new products and being able to structure the application that they're thinking about. So the goal here is to help you transform your MVP into a tangible product, your idea into an MVP that can be put into users' hands. So the design sprint methodology is free for all. It's accessible to everyone. You do not need product designers in your team to be able to use this. There's a set of resources you could go together as a team to be able to design and build this together. As we think about this world that we're living in, which is mobile first, we've put together a set of resources and a material design, which is really guidance on how you think about not just Android applications, but also designing responsive web applications, designing these applications for what we call new markets, right? When you're building for regions with limited connectivity and ensuring that your applications are responsive, we have some design philosophies that you could go through. Beyond that, there's a bunch of resources as well as you're getting started. If you're an Android dev, how do you join the early access program? How do you get beta testers into your application? If you're building a web application, we've got Lighthouse as a way of auditing your web apps. I know Maya might be speaking about this later on. And so many other tools that you could leverage as a software developer, as a startup as you're getting started, right? So the first thing, build your team. You have your MVP in place. The next step is to make decisions on tech and infra. Probably one of the single most important decisions for a tech startup, right? Do we buy a server, put it in our office and run Linux on it and host the application from there? And every time there's a nationwide power blackout, our application is offline, right? All these decisions that you need to make. And we're here to walk that journey with you. At Google, at the moment, we have, next slide. We have 9 products with 1 billion monthly users, right? 1 billion monthly users who keep coming back to use this application. I'm using this slide to show that I think we have an idea of what it takes to run applications at scale. And these applications are actually leveraging Google Cloud, right? So your application will be in good company with Google's products. And so to help you get started, we have a Google for Startups Cloud program, and we have 2 tiers on that program, one for companies that have been running for a while, but for early stage startups, we've got what we call the Start tier, which is essentially designed for companies that are new, you're just getting off the ground, you're thinking about which cloud platform I should get into. You get access to cloud credits, you get access to what we used to call Quick Labs, now known as Skills Boost platform, where you can go and learn more about GCP. We give you access to Google Workspace as well, right, which is an important aspect of your team being able to communicate and share everyday resources. So check that out as well. You do get access to Google Workspace. You get access to Maps credits. If your application has mapping on it, you could be able to leverage that. All right. And also just to quickly mention, also from a Google perspective, we have other tech platforms.
We have an Angular DB in the room. Rainer is Wayne here. Wayne Koapi. Right? So if you're looking for experts on Android, on Angular, they're here with you. And we have sessions later this afternoon on that. The next platform you should think about as you're building your MVP is Flutter. Excellent way of thinking about cross-platform applications. We build once, deploy in multiple platforms. We have Flutter DBs now in Kenya. I'm not so sure if Maureen is here with us today, but we'll have sessions on Flutter as well. So again, a host of tech platforms that you could leverage from Google with excellent support, both internally and on the open source communities to help you build your applications. So now you have the team, you have your MVP, you have excellent platforms. Your Flutter application has a cool Google Cloud backend. You don't need to go out there and acquire customers, right? And this is where all developers leave the room. Because we often think once you build it, they will come, right? I have this really amazing application with Material Design 3 and Kotlin and an incredible backend. Like the users need to use it. It's an entire process in itself. We've got mentors internally at Google to guide you through this, and products to support you as well. So as you bring your application to market, yesterday we had a session and we had our director of Android platforms in Africa speaking, and she spoke about the opportunity in the Play Store. The fact that you've got a marketplace with 3 billion devices at your disposal. So once you launch that application, it's not just a Kenya conversation, it's a global conversation. You're accessing a global market. And there are ways of making your application relevant to that global audience. So you could leverage ads. Thank you, Alela, for the continued support. We've got ads at Google to help you acquire customers. We've got Google Analytics to help you, track interactions on your web applications. We've got Firebase Analytics as well to help you discover your users, where they're coming from, track conversions, right? We have 100,000 downloads and 1 paying customer. What's happening? These kinds of insights, you can get all of those from those really, really cool applications. And YouTube is important as well as you're building your product demos, and you need to be able to showcase all of those to your users and maybe potential investors. Final conversation, right? And this is on scaling your startup. You've got your initial customers, you want to be able to help you to grow, and we've got 2 interesting programs that you could look at. The first of which is Accelerator Africa. We've been running this program for the last 3 years. It's designed for seed stage to Series A startups that are looking to scale. Right? So once you've gained traction and your team is confident about what you're building, you have customers who are paying for your product, you could sign up for Accelerator program. We've been running this for 3 years. Actually, more than that, really. Probably 5 years or so now. the goal is to connect you with the best of Google, both in terms of products, product credit, access to Google engineers where you can ask questions directly, mentorship from our Google Mentor Network with over 2,000 mentors. You get access to all of that. And finally, something I'm really excited about is the two biggest challenges the startup founders faced is funding, first and foremost, right? And the second one, depending on where you are, access to the right talent. But really funding is a significant challenge. And so what we set out to do this year is to provide non-equity funding. Non-equity funding means we're not taking shares in your company. We're giving you funding to help you solve specific challenges in your startup. In Kenya this year, we had 12 startups selected for Black Founders Fund, and each of these startups got an equivalent of 5 million Kenya shillings to help with specific challenges in the programs. Across Africa, we had 60 startups accessing a $4 million fund, and this commitment is there from Google to continue supporting Africa's startup ecosystem. Why is this startup conversation important? As I mentioned, we've got a significant pool of young Africans coming into the job market each year, but also, again, going back to our developer report that we published earlier this year, we estimate that 50% of software developers in Africa are actually working in startups. By a show of hands, how many of us are working in a startup? Right? I see a fair number of hands in the room. So it's an important conversation as we think about acquiring our skills. Could we put some of those skills into building a business that can provide value, economic value, for us as individuals, for those around us, and for our countries as well? That said, I'm at the end of my talk. Once again, welcome to DevFest. This is one of 100+ events taking place in Africa this year. Thank you, GDG Kigali, for this amazing T-shirt. Right? And I'm looking forward to interacting with some of you throughout the day. Enjoy the sessions. Please participate. There's a lot of technical knowledge for you today available. Ask questions, meet new people, and make the best out of the event. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, John. Indeed, the pain of every startup is to get to market. And the dream is just to get to slightly half or quarter to what Google has with 9 billion plus users on their platform. I mean, what would that do for you, startup? So thank you very much, John. Next up, we're going to have sponsors. So let me have you guys line up. And as they come, for those of you standing at the back, there's plenty of space towards the side and at the front. Let's have our seats. And for the sponsors at the booths, kindly let's wait until after the keynotes to interact with like everyone else. Asante sana. Can I have Pal from Tunga? A round of applause for her as she comes. Nina, I want to know, how are you feeling?
I am excited. I'm actually learning quite a lot. That's why I'm so quiet. I'm here to learn. I'm here to live a more knowledgeable person.
Welcome to the club.
Pal.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I had John talk about having 65,000, 69,000 software developers. Yeah, but how many of you have heard about Tunga before today? See, not many, yeah? But Tunga is here to give the opportunities. We are only on the African market, yeah? We find remote jobs for talented African software developers. So right now, most of our market is in Europe, yeah? But then the developers we are looking for are African developers, and most of our developers are in Nigeria. You guys need to pace up, yeah? Because now I'm here because I want you all to know about Tunga, because we have the opportunities, but then the developers are nowhere to be found, yeah? So would like to drive up the numbers here. About Tunga, it's remote work. You work from the comfort of your home. You don't need to go around, sit in traffic, yeah? And then we have flexible pay rates here. You come in and you tell us, this is what I think I deserve, yeah? And we negotiate on that. And when we get to the client, we're like, this guy is this good and this is what he wants, yeah? So with Tunga, we are trying to put you on the international tech level because we see that developers in Africa have the talent that is needed, but then they do not get the same opportunities that other developers out there get. Yeah, so as Tunga, we are here to put you on to that level. I'll be having a session later in the afternoon, basically explaining more about what Tunga does, and I have a booth. Yeah, you can come to the booth and we shall be giving out swag for the number of referrals you're giving, because we'd like to have everyone here know about Tunga, and we'd like you to spread the word about Tunga out there, because Tunga is finding the jobs for you. Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pearl from Tunga. She's the head of communities at Tunga. Thank you so much to every individual for heeding to what you've been told and for occupying the seats. Next, I'll have Anne from Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. She is the head of department at Dekut's Film Hub. A round of applause as she gets up on stage.
Thank you, Nina. Hello, everybody. Hello. Now, I'm very excited to be part of DevFest Nairobi 2022. And I'm also excited to be among so many developers. Now, it is estimated that the internet penetration in Kenya is about 42%. And because of this rise in internet connectivity, the broadcasting technologies has shifted from the analog to the digital. And this switch to a digital era, the growth of social media and the availability of graphic technologies in Kenya has seen Kenyan animators begin to thrive and gain footing in somewhat an underutilized industry. And the use of animations has now moved from where it was only 2D animators in our screens to a point where people are getting familiar with 3D animations. And the journey of one Michael Muthiga of the famous Fatboy Animations is one inspiring example of the creative and artistic minds that we have in Kenya. So the question is, what is the future of digital media in our country, and what are we doing about it? As you have heard, my name is Anne Kimani. I am the head of Film Hub department at Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, that is in Nyeri. The Code Film Hub, as we call it, was established in May 2020 in the height of COVID-19, and it is a collaboration between the Kenya Film Commission and Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. The hub leverages technology to attain 3 strategic objectives that are centered around creating content for the digital media, developing capacity building programs for people in the media industry, and collaborating with partners and stakeholders to create a pool of local professionals in the media industry. So you ask, what do we do? For us at the Code Film Hub, we produce films. Recently we produced a short film called Uthasio, and you will be seeing it either on the screens or it will be screening in some theaters, and we invite you to come and watch our film Uthasio. Then we also produce 2D and 3D animations and also video games. So I feel like we are in the right place because as developers, I know the idea of development of video games is also important to you. Our niche, especially when it comes to animation and game development, is on educational content to support CBC curriculum and also to support the digital literacy program, the initiative by the government of Kenya. I want to say that the DevFest launch video that played at the beginning of this session, I am sure you all saw it. Did you? Did you see the video? That one has been developed at the Hub by our amazing animators and editors. Did it amaze you? Or you forgot about it? Can it be played again? I know they will. So the other thing we do is that we facilitate workshops and boot camps for people in the media industry who want to upgrade their skills. And as a university, we have developed a postgraduate diploma in animation and visual effects that will be launched in January of 2021. So I want to invite all of you to visit the university website, that is www.dkut.ac.ke. I repeat, www.dkut.ac.ke. You'll be able to learn more about our university and also how you can enroll in the postgraduate diploma in animation and visual effects, among other courses. Also, we would want you to engage with us. I know that you are developers, and as we have done that video for DevFest Nairobi 2022, we can also do it for your companies and for your products. Therefore, engage with us for creation of content in either 2D, 3D animation, as well as video games. We are also inviting collaborators who would want to partner with us in training and capacity building programs for people in the creative industry. Finally, I want to ask all of us to follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and all our handles are Dekut Film Hub. Dekut is D-E-K-U-T Film Hub. Also, I want to invite us to visit our booth that is second from the left, so that you can also get to learn more about us and how we can engage. I also know that there is a team that came from the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, the students. I want to acknowledge you. Where are you? The good students. Thank you so much. And thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Has been Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. Moving forward, I'd like to ask, do we have a representative for You Verify? Do we have a representative speaker for You Verify? If not, we continue. I'd like to call upon the speaker of Postman. Forgive me if I butcher your name. I'll call Badebo Bello. A round of applause.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's actually pronounced Badebo. I know my name can be a mouthful to pronounce for people who are not Nigerians, and even some Nigerians find it very difficult to pronounce, but you could call me Debo. Thank you. So hi, everyone. Really excited to be here today. My name is Badebo. I'm a developer relations engineer at Postman. How many of us have used or built APIs here? If you've ever consumed or built an API, can I see your hands up? So quite a number of us have used and consumed APIs. So I believe you'd agree with me if I say every piece of software that is built today either consumes or produces an API, one way or the other. So this means APIs have become like an integral part of our software development process today, and we use it to expose interfaces for other softwares to communicate with the softwares we built, or we use the interfaces that has been exposed to to communicate with some other software. So at Postman, what we do is we're an API platform that makes it easy for developers to test, build, prototype, and collaborate on APIs. We currently have over 20 million developers who use our platform. So we have like a large ecosystem of developers who use us all across the world. And we make it easy for developers to collaborate on APIs. You can work with multiple API protocols, HTTP, gRPC, GraphQL, WebSockets. Our goal is to become a multi-protocol platform where we make it easier for people who are both producers and consumers to build APIs. We also support something called the API-first approach, which is a product-facing approach to building and consuming API. We have a community forum, community.postman.com, where we could support developers who use our platform. We also have a student community we support. It's called Postman Student Community, where we encourage student developers who can advocate for APIs generally, not just Postman, and have like meetups and workshops around how you could build performant APIs and stuff in your local universities. If you want to learn more about Postman, you have like a booth behind, so you could come around or you could have a conversation. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Bello. I'll go with that so I don't butcher your name. Bello is a developer relations engineer at Postman, and thank you for keeping time. Just a reminder, as we go on, we're gonna have like a group photo historically before the library around lunch hour. I'll remind you guys once again right before the keynotes are over, but that's just a heads up. And
so outside the library, each one of us has been requested to go have a photo session outside the library right before we break for lunch. So we continue with the keynote speakers.
Yes.
Over to you.
Thank you very much, Nina. I was going to make a joke about how we'd have to teach you about APIs right after this session, but I think you missed that. It's a dry joke, so you won't get it. I'm quite famous for those ones. Next up is a man I am very much honored to introduce to his stage. He is a cybersecurity engineer, and some of you may know him as a meme lord. He's a very charming father on Instagram as well, and most of us in the Kenyan tech scene really look up to him. For our keynote today, we have none other than Bright Gameli. He is a cybersecurity engineer, and for today's session, it's a partner session with Mara, given that they are our platinum/gold partners along with Circle. Asante Sana Bright, as he comes to the stage, a round of applause for him. Thank you.
I can't believe she said meme lord. That's quite embarrassing, right? Anyway, yeah, I am a meme lord on the side, but everyday work is about cybersecurity. So, hi, my name is Bright. Hey, this is a big crowd. Oh my God. You know, when you're there, you don't see what is happening, and I think it's a little bit of a different feeling when I'm here. So I'm here to talk about Mara. Not just Mara, I'm talking about blockchain and the future of cybersecurity in the blockchain space. How many of you in the blockchain space? Hey, very few devs. Really? So let's say what? 10%? Not even 10%, maybe 5%. So I think the Mara team, we have a lot of work to do. My presentation is up. Is there? Is there my presentation? Or I can just run through it. Yeah. If the presentation is not there. So I think I have about 8 minutes just to do this presentation. I'm just here to talk about the future of Web3 and cybersecurity. I work in my day-to-day job is basically seeing how to be able to break into systems, break into applications, break into your lives. It's fun. Hacking people is actually more fun than hacking systems. And that's why hackers try to basically find ways to be able to break into your applications or systems and the likes. What we are trying to see is what is the future of cybersecurity and what are people doing exactly in that space. We've been seeing a lot of activities of millions of dollars being lost in the blockchain space. I hope you've all been seeing the news. So you keep on asking, am I still trading? Am I still using crypto? I'm trying to use blockchain. And why am I using it? So the misconception of people trying to basically use crypto wallets and the likes have been quite confusing. True or false? True or false? So when they go to a lot of Telegram groups, people are what? Trading. And they said, give me your what? Your wallet. And you think you are actually doing something because you don't understand, so you end up getting hacked, and everything you put in is what? It's gone, right? So there are so many attacks that are happening there. We are seeing ways of being able to secure them, and the thing is, I want to say that it goes back to the basics. You still need to understand the basics of what blockchain really is. Smart contracts, I think my colleague Idris is going to be doing a live demonstration of how to implement a smart contract to understand what it is. When I was back there, I was discussing with a few students, and they said, we have no idea what a smart contract is all about. So it's a learning journey. There's a journey that we have to follow. And if you go to the Mara website, mara.xyz, you basically have the Mara Academy there. You can actually go to look at the tutorials, understand the basics of it, whatever gets into it. But let me tell you one of the easiest hacks. So the other day we have it's a hack that millions of dollars were lost, which is block hacking the chain and everything. I'm not going to go into those technical terms. But the easiest hack, which even I almost fell for, was somebody trying to phish me. So Circle, who is our partner, I got followed by Circle on Instagram. And I'm like, what? For Circle following me, I must be important. I must be a very important guy. I mean, who am I to be followed by Circle? But the thing is because they saw that I follow Mara. So somebody sent me, and the thing is the Circle page on Instagram has exact same videos as the original one. And I had not followed the original page. So they kept on sending me, we don't need the presentation anymore. It's 8 minutes. So they kept on sending me pages upon page, or you can scroll down to one of the pictures that are there. And they kept on sending me some messages that, we want to welcome you to the Circle crypto wallet. And I'm like, great. They're like, click on this to receive your 1,000 USDC. I'm like, what? That's free money. Who doesn't like free money? Come on. Hello, Kenyans. You all love free money. Don't even lie. So I basically decided, you know what? I'm going to put this in a sandbox. I want to really analyze exactly what it is. So I clicked on it. It was asking for my key phrase and my seed phrase. And I'm like, you know what? I need to see where this is going. So I set up a phishing page for him as well. I started analyzing the traffic. I knew where it was going to. I set up a phishing page, and I set up a fake MetaMask account, a new one. It has zero money, and I put the seed phrase to see exactly where it's going. Because if I put a fake one, it might not actually pick it up, right? So I put actually a real one. Monitored the traffic, and I said, I have completed the transaction. Kindly confirm, and I sent another link which looks like his. And he clicked on it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, my Nigerian friends. But that's what happened. The guy was in Nigeria. So I said, you know what? I know where you are. Took a screenshot of a page, a green screen, and showed him some code. And I'm like, I'm coming for you. I know exactly where you are. And he freaked out. The page shut down. I was happy that my partner Circle is actually safe and nobody will be scammed by that. But that is just one easy one. The others that are there is a rack pool kind of attacks where people set up pages and making it very easy to actually fool a lot of people. The easiest one that happened was in Kenya, where they got a lady to actually get other ladies to put in money in a crypto trading platform. Website looks really nice. Something coin. And everything is a coin, And you see, this is a new exciting. What do? You jump from this one to the next one. And they said, if you put in $20, you're going to make more money. We have miners, and they show you data centers, really beautiful data centers from Singapore. And they're actually walking through. It looks beautiful. Like, trust me, anybody would have fallen for that. And in 2 days, you actually get $25. What do? You test to see if you can withdraw the money. The person withdrew the money, it actually withdrew the money, and then it went back into it. So went back into putting more money. Eventually, and they said when they got to a level, they're like, you've reached level 1. So for you to continue, get more people to join, and it's a women-driven, no men. You know what that is? Social engineering, hacking the human brain. It works almost everywhere. And I think we all experience that every now and then where we have such things happening. So they join in and people kind of put in money. More people, some people were putting almost $12,000, $15,000 from Kenya. There are more than 5,000 people who have joined the platform all over the world. I did a reverse image search of the people who were actually hosting the webinars. They're prostitutes. Yeah, they are known prostitutes in Venezuela. And their information is out there, but nobody ever did the due diligence to find out exactly who are these people. But they've been having webinars. People almost collapsed. I think I would have collapsed. If you put in $14,000 into a crypto wallet, one day the page just froze, right? So those are the things. Web3, blockchain and everything is not too different from what we have in Web2. So the vulnerabilities that we have with the OWASP top 10, if you Google OWASP top 10, you see all the vulnerabilities that are there. Most of those things are still happening right now. Every mobile application that gets created in Kenya right now, how many mobile applications do we have in Kenya right now? Roughly? They're like 100. We have more than 100 mobile applications which are doing some sort of a B2B and B2C kind of, how do you call it? And they're connecting to APIs. API security is going to be one of the biggest challenges most applications will have. So that also still exists in, how do you call it, in Web3. So let's not ignore those kind of things. Threat intelligence, looking for anomalies, being able to have the indicators of compromise that basically will be able to tell you if something has happened, it's not normal to the traffic that you see every day on your chain, you should be able to stop it. This is where security orchestration and automation comes in, where you have software tools to automate the response. When you have an application being compromised in a particular way, you don't have to wait and start calling validators to be able to actually stop that from happening. By then, you'd have lost a lot of money. But if you know the particular kind of playbook that is going to happen and you have automated that process, a tool will be able to take action on your behalf. Are we together? So the thing is, yeah, so just get back to basics. Web3 is the future of things. I know some people were joking that now we're going to Web 5. I've created my own in Web 7. But it's just the understanding that we need to be able to make sure that we are moving to new technologies, to new ways of doing things, smarter ways of implementations of solutions. And please visit the Mara desk at the back there. We are ready to help you to understand the basics of blockchain, Web3, cryptocurrencies. It's not just trading. There's so much that can be done with cryptocurrencies and blockchain, and I think that's what we're here to do. Thank you so much, and I'll be there for more questions. I know I have only 8 minutes to do this. It's 9 minutes, 43 seconds. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was very, very nice. I want us to do a little activity. Oh my God. Oh. I made it alive. I want us to do a little activity in the crowd. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I want you to tell us how you're feeling and whether we are meeting your expectations today.
I feel awesome. My name is Robert. Yeah, and you're meeting expectation. You're actually exceeding expectation.
Nice. Thank you. A round of applause. A round of applause. Hi, you look pretty. Tell us the same, who you are. Maybe we can get to know what you do and why you came today.
Hello, my name is Lorena Mboko. I'm a software developer, Android and web. I came here to connect, to learn, mostly to learn, so I'm just like you. want to live here with a little bit of something. And yes, you are meeting my expectations, representing Moringa School.
A round of applause. Daisy, to your side.
Thank you very much, Nina. I think I'm going to pick one person here in the interest of time. Hi, my dear. Okay, she's a little shy. Okay, we have with us Alela. I'm next to the big bosses here. Alela, how are you feeling today?
Feeling excited. Here to learn about, what am I here to learn about? I think everything that's going to be talked about. Really excited to be here and joining you all for the sessions. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Alela. Over to you.
As we get back on stage, I'm sure we have a representative from Chimoni. As the representative comes on stage, another beautiful lady.
Hi, I'm Hadija from the Google Developer Ecosystem team. Super excited to be here with our GDG leads from across Africa. Say hi, GDGs. We're having fun. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'd like to imagine we are meeting expectations. Do we have a representative from Chimani, a speaker representative from Chimani? If there's none, I think we need to continue. I'd like to invite Eric Ampere. Eric Ampere is the Google developer expert at Android, giving the space debrief for Android.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with all of you in person at the DevFest Nairobi 2022, one of the biggest tech events in Africa. And I'm super excited to share with you some core concepts relative to the Android ecosystem. So who is the Android developer here? Android developers? Yeah, there's few of them. So today, we all know how Android is core of our life every single day. And we have more than 70% device around the world running Android right now. And more than 100 partners working every single day to bring the best experience of Android to your mobile device. And we all know that today, every single device is almost run Android, from smartphone, smartwatch, smart TV, and all devices around the world used to run Android. And with all that numbers, we realize that Android ecosystem brings to us a lot of opportunity, especially for Android developer. And today, we are going to try to cover some key concepts related to Android development that can help you guys to leverage your Android journey. So we will try to cover some key concepts related to app architecture. We all know how important building a right architecture for a mobile application. It's very, very important. And robust and maintainable Android app rely on a good architecture. We'll also get a chance to have some session related to Android testing. We all know that testing is quite a difficult topic when it comes to build an Android application. But today we'll get a chance to cover some key concepts related to Android development and how to test effectively your application in order to be able to build something that can be valuable to your end user. And also, we'll try to cover some interesting topics related to Flutter. So how many Flutter developers do we have here? Yeah, that's amazing. We all know that Flutter is getting popular every single year, and today we are committed to share with you some concepts related to Flutter, what's new in that platform, what's new in that ecosystem, and how we can use that platform to build cross-platform application that can run on Android, on the web, on desktop, and every single platform where filter is available. So I'm super excited to be here with you and hope you will take advantage of those moments, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eric, for that knowledge. I am sitting down, very mannerless of me. I am sorry. As we continue, I'd like to invite the artificial intelligence and machine learning representative, Robert Joan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Nairobi. Yeah, the view looks good from up here. Thank you, everyone, for turning up. So I'll give the keynote on machine learning, and I'll just go ahead without the slides. So as a field, machine learning nearly didn't exist. There were a few challenges along the way. There was even an AI winter, which was a period of time when the UK government cut funding to academic institutions. However, that AI winter ended, and one of the things that some people might have either experienced or heard about was the moment when a computer defeated a chess champion. And that computer was from IBM. It's called Deep Blue. And that was a boost that the whole world needed to go back to machine learning research. And as a result of machine learning, we have applications now that we really don't think about, but they are made better because of machine learning. Machine learning isn't a product. You don't sell machine learning. But what you do is you leverage it to enhance your applications. If we had the slides up, I had some logos for apps from Google, but if you think about it, everything that you use, from mail to maps to docs, they all leverage machine learning. Autocomplete on your form leverages machine learning. Activity detection on your wearables leverage machine learning. And we've gone from machine learning that only runs on big systems to machine learning that runs on tiny devices that we don't even think about. Because we're in Africa, let's talk about conservation. And conservation efforts have been given a boost by machine learning. We have programs that install collars on elephants that helps detect when there are poachers nearby, when the animals fall sick, or when there's some other form of distress. We have machine learning that helps detect when there are wildfires in forests. So, in conclusion, what I'm going to say is, what will you build with machine learning? Thank you.
Next up, we're going to have the next space debrief by Joshek. He is the GDE for Cloud. A round of applause for him.
Thank you so much. So I hope that I pronounce it correctly. Habari, Kenya, Habari, Nairobi. It's actually the second time for me being here at this lovely campus after 2018. And yes, I have to confirm, Robert, the view up from here is exciting, it's wonderful. And I've been invited, gladly, by the GDG Nairobi to give a keynote on cloud. Who of you was actually following the recent Cloud Next event and got some news about it? Anyone watch Cloud Next 22? Okay, a few hands. That's good for me. Because I tried to give a little recap here on what was announced at the cloud introductions. Just give me a hand for my slides. So the main aspect that was mentioned, that Google Cloud Platform is about building for everyone and everywhere. So not only about the rest of the world, the industrialized nations, but of course the focus is lying on Africa. And Google clearly made a commitment, an announcement during Cloud Next, that within the next few years there will be a new data center coming to the regions of South Africa. So this will be actually the first data center in the African continent provided by Google, and hopefully not the last one, because given the situation that we have more than 1.4 billion inhabitants on the continent, I see there's a huge market for cloud computing. There is a huge opportunity for you as software developers to go in and leverage the power of cloud computing. Whether it is about using products for your mobile apps like Firebase, whether it is about using large resources for training and modeling, training machine learning models, or if it's for the opportunity to work out your next, I'm a little bit lost of words, sorry for that. Anyways, Google Cloud is the commitment that was made is also about going forward with the data centers, with the infrastructure, and all the jobs that are connected to it. So it's not only about the infrastructure itself and the mobile applications. So there is actually a prediction at the moment that by the end of 2030, that there will be a creation of more than 110,000 jobs in IT only on the African continent. And I think this is a great outlook for you, for everybody here around, for all kind of software developers in African countries, to see that you have a secured future, that you are part of this procedure, that you are part of this journey, building and developing your country, your continent. Well, I'm not just saying your, because I am part of it as well. I'm actually from the lovely island of Mauritius on the very far east end, but still Mauritius is also an island, is still considered Africa, and I'm really, really glad and also proud to be part of this journey and help to make cloud computing more accessible and more interesting on the African continent. As a resonance out of this commitment, Google actually has been named for the 5th consecutive year as one of the leaders in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for cloud infrastructure and platform services. And yeah, so as you can see, it's not only Google's own announcements, but it's also other institutions that are recognizing the activities and the services that Google Cloud Platform is offering. So with this, I would say you are in very good hands to move forward, to put your ideas in code, in representations, and I think it's time.
Not that actually, sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
I want to call the attention of the guys at the back. There's a bit of activity and it's not very pleasant, so I want to urge us all to move into the tent. And sponsors and partners, please, let's not engage with people right now. Let's pay attention to the keynote. Back to you, Joshin.
All right. Thank you so much. And so coming back to the announcement is that Google Cloud Platform is in the leading quadrant. There are other competitors, yes, sure, but here, as the GDG Nairobi is organizing the DevFest. You are here, you are keen to learn about Google Cloud, and for that, I think you made the right choice going forward in your future. And with this, I would like to hand back the microphone. And thank you so much, and also have a great time enjoying the different technical sessions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joshan. Sorry to interrupt while you were speaking. I just needed to remind people to pay attention. Another reminder, remember to keep tweeting. Winners are going to be notified via Twitter, and the prizes are going to be shared. And in the spirit of the theme, I believe by now we are somewhere mid-air. If we let go of like our seatbelts, would be floating in space. Why are you guys looking at me like you've forgotten we launched, we are somewhere mid-space. Anyway, for the final keynote, I want to call upon Edwin Maye. He will present on web. Round of applause for him as he makes it to the stage again.
Hi everyone, hi. It's good to see, you actually look good up here. Everyone, yeah? You're making me shy, but anyway, I'll not be looking at anyone's eyes. Yeah, my name is Maya Edwin. I'm part of the Google Developer Expert Program for web, and I'll be giving the web keynote. I don't know if my slides are up. Okay, so basically the web is getting truly native and more capable nowadays. We've seen a lot of browser vendors coming together, led by Google, to kind of build a more capable web that allows web developers to build everything entirely native developers can actually build. So the message I'm coming up here with is that if you're a web developer, gone are the days to start thinking about being an Android developer, a Flutter developer, or anything else. You can actually be able to build anything native, anything an Android developer can build, an iOS developer can actually build. And John was talking about technologies that Google has invested a lot to kind of empower developers and software engineers to build anything that are interested in with across all the platforms. And the web, for example, you can be a mobile app developer and use the same source code to kind of ship products to the web platform, for example, with Flutter and South. And there's been a deliberate kind of approach that has been taken by different partners. So when I say partners, I mean Firefox, I mean Opera, I mean Microsoft Edge, I mean Google Chrome, which is the lead. And everyone is building their browsers around safety, privacy, and trust. And when you talk about safety, it's basically being able to make sure that when someone visits any website or any link or address on the internet, they are safe and they don't feel like they're compromised in any way. And then there's also been a deliberate kind of approach towards building everything around privacy. That's why you'll find most of the times when you want to kind of use different stuff on any particular website, there's always a prompt on your devices, be it iOS, be it Android devices, be it your desktop macOS, running on macOS, Linux, or Windows. There's always a prompt asking you to kind of grant some sort of permissions. For example, you want to use a camera, or you want to do anything you want to do. Yeah, and then trust builds on top of safety and privacy. So this kind of has given users around the world the ability to be able to interact with different applications that are on the web platform and be able to kind of do various things on it. Next slide, please. Yeah, just get down. Yeah, and like I said, today's web is more capable and we have interesting stuff. So rolling back to the partners that are working together to kind of make the web platform as amazing as it is, there's been deliberate features that have been built. For example, 5 years ago, you could not be able to kind of take cameras via a web application. You could not be able to draw stuff using our website. You could not be able to visit and browse a website offline. You could not be able to kind of build a website and ship it to the market as a mobile application. But then for the last 2 years, 3 years or so, there's been effort to kind of build an inclusive ways of software engineers being able to build whatever they want to build on the internet using different tools across the world. So that's like, and just to cut it short, the web as it is today, it's built, it's rich and truly multi-platform. Like I said, you can be a mobile developer, build Flutter, and ship a website or a web application on the web platform. You don't need to use stuff like HTML, stuff like CSS or JavaScript or anything. So you can actually build anything on the internet that runs on the web platform. And then you have better developer experience. The first keynote speaker, that is John, was talking about Angular, was talking about material design. So there's been effort from Google and other partners to kind of provide these resources to developers and make the development experience from where you start writing your first line of code be as amazing as possible, all right? And then we also have deep integration with the iOS. So nowadays, who has been able to interact with QR codes? Anywhere? Everyone has, okay? So 6 months ago or 1 year ago, you could not be able to kind of run QR codes on any web application. But today, you can actually build a QR-based application that runs on the web as a website, okay? So those are some of the efforts these browser vendors have come across to kind of build a more native and integrated kind of web platform. An interesting thing that most of you saw, we had, like, for example, Microsoft turning back and embracing open source and joining Google in building their browsing experience on Chromium, which is Google powered and stuff. So the goal has been to be able to make the internet safe, to make the internet more integrated, and to generally allow people who browse anything on the internet via websites mostly to be able to have the best experience as possible. So next slide as I finish up. Yeah, so 1 year ago, 2 years ago, we had an interesting announcement by the Android or mobile, whatever, developers. So I think shortcuts was an amazing thing. So for example, if you install your WhatsApp native application, if you click on the icon, you will see that you have a shortcut to directly message someone, share something, and do whatever you want to do. So about 8 months ago, you could not do the same on a simple website. So you can actually install your website as an application on your user's device and be able to kind of do stuff like that. Also, 2 years, 1 year ago, you could not share stuff to a website or share stuff from a website. So what people used to do was kind of be able to click links and just share directly by WhatsApp. But then this has been natively built into macOS, Windows operating systems, Chrome OS, and all those operating systems, even iOS, to kind of allow developers who write applications on the web to kind of build more capable kind of applications that the users would want to use. As I close up, just move through. I know time is... Okay, next. Go up. Okay. It's off. I'll just finish. Yeah, so I have a parting shot. So today, if you're a software engineer, you don't need to worry about tools. You don't need to worry about resources. You can decide to learn Flutter, and you'll build a mobile application, and you'll be able to build a web application, all right? You can decide to be a JavaScript developer and be able to build an application that could run on any mobile application, deploy it on a Play Store, iOS Store, or Windows Store. So today, what you need to focus on as a developer is learning your tools, being good at your tools, and build products that are going to empower people to live their best life in Africa and beyond. Thank you so much. My name is Maya. See you later.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr.
Wait, these guys look really nice. I need to take a photo of them so that I can drag to my mouth.
By all means, as he prepares to take a photo, I'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate, should they smile? Oh, nice. As we take these photos, I'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate the below partners and sponsors. We're here for GDG. Thank you to Circle, WTM Nairobi, Postman, Space Tech, Kamilimu, Tunga, Mara Foundation, Propel, U-Verify, and Chimoni. These have been our partners and sponsors for today. A very big thank you. We have come to the end of the first session for today. But right before we break, I have some announcements. So to all the volunteers who have been working with partners, you have been requested to meet behind the tent that is being used by the vendors and partners. So if you are a volunteer, immediately after we are done, you've been requested to meet behind. Another request, as we disperse, do as much as you can to not step on these nice little plants that are around. So let's conserve our environment. Be careful of where you step. Another announcement, remember we've been requested to go to the library on the other side to take our photos as a team. I do hope you have all enjoyed. I'd like to give a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone who has made this setup possible. There was Mr. John. Mr. John and his team have made this amazing setup possible where we are sitting. We worked together. I've done the setup behind. We have Big Mitch events. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has made this possible, and to you especially. I have been your amazing MC. I go by the name Nina Gikunda. You can follow me across all social media platforms at Wangare Gikunda. I will throw it back to Daisy.
Thank you very much, Nina. Isn't she lovely? Let's follow her across her socials. And one last reminder, we are live on YouTube at GDG Nairobi, so make a point of subscribing to our channel. I mean, everyone is trying to get the influence away. Subscribe to our channel, engage with our content, and let's remember to tweet. Kamilimu has amazing prizes. Along with that, our sponsors also brought us swag that we'll be giving away to the guys who take the day. Thank you very much. You guys have been a very amazing audience, really, and I'm very much humbled to have been your MC for the day. I am Daisy Okacha. I go by Daisy Okacha across all my socials. And after this, let's all make a point of proceeding to the main library. Thank you very much.
As we wind up, one more thing to all the partners and sponsors. You've been requested to wait at the lounge where you started this morning as you wait to get into your sessions. And also, I do believe each and every individual here has a link with the schedule for today, so you know which room in particular you would like to get into. So we will be breaking into those sessions immediately after this. I'd like to welcome the band back on stage to entertain us and see us off. A round of applause to you all for being an amazing team. Thank you.
Phyllis and your team, please.
Oh yes, I've been told to let you know the photos we are taking, the photos we are taking are before the breakout sessions. So we all live here collectively to the other side of the library to take the photos, and then now we can disperse into our respective groups. Thank you once again. I'm still waiting for the band to come entertain us.
Marvin, you want to lead us to the library? Attention. So let me have your attention, those of you who are moving. So I'll change of plan. We're gonna have the photo here, and then proceed to the breakout sessions, and then we'll give further direction after that. So photographers, make your way to the front. Give us the order in which you want the photos taken.